Yeah. 15 years. So we have some new guys here, but have you been longer than Mark? Yeah. Yeah. And so he's probably our senior representative here today, and he's done a fantastic job. He's recently appointed chair of a new committee, a small business, I believe. And he's going to be telling you a little bit about what's happening in the legislature. So let's give a big round of applause to Representative Jeff Stone.
Great to be here with you. And first off, I want to say thanks to Bob Spindell. He does a great job putting this together year in and year out. I think it's a great opportunity to get together and see like-minded Republicans. And this time we get to talk about a lot of great things that are moving forward in Wisconsin. So thanks again to Bob. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, he mentioned the new committee that we have in the Assembly. It's a Small Business Development Committee. And you know, when you look at what is the future of our state, how do we move forward? You know, a lot of this, Senator Grothman talked about education. You know, we need an education system, and I think what we're starting to do is have an education that aligns with our industry and our jobs. And I think that's what you see is a lot of focus that we're beginning to put to both the schools, K-12, and also to our university system, and saying, you know, if we're going to make this kind of an investment in this as a state, it's got to lead into something that produces jobs and income for the people of the state of Wisconsin. So that's one of the things that I'm starting to look at, saying, how does our education system, how do our universities create, whether it's entrepreneurial education, opportunities for industries to have the degrees, the students that they need to fill those jobs. I think we've talked in the past about what are the golden handcuffs that keep businesses here. I think it's well-educated students that can fill the jobs that those companies need. People are the one ingredient that nobody else, that you can't buy. You can't, as a company, you can go out and buy the biggest equipment, you can buy the latest technology, but when it comes to brain power, that's what Wisconsin can produce, and that's how we can keep companies here and keep a strength of the economy in the future. So we need an education system that says we're going to turn out students that are ready to go to work in the industries here in Wisconsin. So that's one of the things that we're focusing on. Now the other thing that we're doing with small business is saying we need to recreate a spirit of entrepreneurship in this state. When you look at the figures around the nation, most new jobs are created in small businesses. You know, you hear a lot of the stories, you know, how are we going to keep larger industries in the state? And the work that we're doing in that area is many times important. But overall, if you're looking for new jobs, the studies, the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City has said new jobs are created in small businesses. And I know there's a lot of small business owners like me in here in this room. That's where we get job growth. That's where you create economic opportunity for people in your state. We've got to have an environment, and we're standing in one of the worst environments in the state for creating jobs in small business. We got way too many regulations. The county, the city here have heavier regulations than anywhere else in the state. We've changed some of those things. Remember when they wanted to say they were going to control sick leave and sick pay for employees here? You can't have that. You can't have an island where the rules are different. Small businesses can't function. I've heard about this for the entire time. All of those 15 years I've been in the legislature, I've had small contractors, people who work in both the city and other areas of our state saying, you know, the rules they have just kill competition. It kills opportunity for us to create jobs. We can't have that environment anymore. We need Milwaukee to carry its weight. We need to create jobs. We need people to have economic opportunity. Economic opportunity is not a government program. It's a small business that's successful that creates jobs. So that's what I was really pleased when we created this new committee this session, and I asked the speaker to let me chair it. It's a new challenge, but I think that if we can get small business thriving in Wisconsin, if we can have a spirit of entrepreneurship, we can create jobs that will lead Wisconsin into a new, brighter economy when we continue to have surpluses instead of budget deficits like we do now. So let's enjoy the success we're having, and I appreciate all your efforts in keeping the efforts of Assembly Republicans and also our Senate colleagues in the seats we have in the Wisconsin legislature. Thank you.